Wonderful people, how you doing? How have you been? It's another exciting episode here at Dog TV Kenya, and today I'm in Twala, Kajiado County. Hi my Kajiado people, I'm feeling the love. It's been awesome, and today I'm visiting some beautiful people with beautiful dogs, and kama kawaida I'm going to let them introduce themselves and also introduce their dogs as we chat more about their love for dogs and meet some more dogs. So follow me, let's go meet them. But before I do that, please subscribe and do not forget to hit the notification bell to get notified every time we upload a new video. This is your girl Linda Kenyita, and this is Dog TV Kenya, the best documentary channel for all dog lovers. Come with me.
Hi Linda.
Hi Anita.
Karibu.
Asante sana.
Hi, my name is Anita Nilsson, and karibu to Janani Kennels.
Asante sana. A gentleman here.
Yeah, my name is Alan Emmanuel, Dog Connect Kenya.
Okay. And a cutie there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Star of the farm, that is Bubbles, and she's here to welcome you. She's very excited to have visitors here.
Okay, thank you for having me,
First
guys.
of all, please let's sanitize.
Okay.
I'll start with the feet. And the other side.
Remember, people, what we talked about sanitization and disinfection. It helps with controlling diseases into your kennels.
So, karibuni sana.
Asante sana.
Bubbles, come. Karibuni, let me show you first the kennels and then introduce you to the rest of the dogs.
Okay. Jishikie ili. This is nice.
Thank you.
Hi.
We currently have 10 dogs at the moment in these kennels, and then I have another on the other side as well.
Okay, so introduce me to.
So, you all know Bubbles. She's the most famous one out of the rest of the pack. Here I can start with, this is Spotty. He is half Spitz, half Highland Terrier. On this side we have the German Shepherd, King. He's still a young boy, but very big for his size. The black one walking back into the kennel, that's Jessie. She's half pit bull, half Doberman. The one now licking me, this is Queen. She's a bobble. And we have the young alpha male here. He's called Alpha. He's one of our Janani kennel, my original babies from here. We also have the mother. There's a Rottweiler in the middle of the kennels there. She's a Rottweiler called Kali.
Before we move on, I know you do rescue dogs. So can you tell us something a little bit about that, and which of the dogs here have you rescued?
Yes, I can show you. Let me go inside the kennel and then I can show you the rescue dogs. Okay. We currently have three bobbles that I've rescued from their owners. Because you know what we say, it's not a dog that has a bad behavior. This is Savannah. She's a yellow retriever, but she's not a rescue. I actually got her from exchanging one of my Rottweiler puppies, and then I got her instead. Okay. Yes. So first of all, we have Tokyo here. She came in on the 29th of November as a boarding, very, very skinny and malnourished. And so far, you can see she's really put on weight. She's put on over 10 kilos so far. Her behaviors have also changed. She's become much friendlier. She's very protective, especially. She doesn't like being locked into small encounters, or otherwise she'll try jump out. But otherwise, she has made very good friends with Bubbles. They're best friends now at the moment. And I'm happy to see that she's doing so much better. Her skin has improved. Yes. This is Gigi. She's one of our recent rescues. Gigi and Tokyo and Coffee are actually all related. Gigi is the mother, but you can tell how skinny she is. She's very malnourished, and she's still taking time to, get used to, let's say, the food, or eating more than once a day, having to go for exercises. I'm sure where she was kept earlier, she was either just being locked in, she was not being fed enough. So she's really been struggling, but she's already doing much better than how she came in. And this is Coffee. This is Gigi's son. Also, they're all related. He was also quite skinny, but as you can see, there's a big difference between Coffee and Gigi because he's doing much better. He's eating well, he's responding. He was also very scared and didn't like to be touched or anything at the beginning, and he's responding much better than the mother is. Yes. We have the reasons why I've kept all these dogs together, the rescues and Savannah, and on this side we have Bella. She is one of Janani Kennel's babies as well, born and bred here. She is a Spitz and half Highland Terrier. Bella, say hi to the camera.
So the reason you kept
They get along well. Also for socializing, like the first time that we brought, when I got Tokyo in, she was very scared of the dogs, didn't want to be around, people and dogs. So slowly I had to put her on the side, and then slowly get her to now be more sociable with the dogs and with other humans. And so far they're getting along very well. Because now I have some that I keep out during the day. They have their own playground at the back where we just come in from, and then these other ones I normally open up for them at night. Yes. So they all get exercise, but maybe just at different times. Yeah.
Hey people, so I'm here chilling with Bubbles and Anita and Alan and Pablo and Tokyo hiding somewhere here, and we're going to chat about dogs and what is it that they actually do and their connection. Yes, Dog Connect, their connections, and then we'll get to know some more. So we start with Alan here.
Yeah, my name is Alan Emmanuel. I am the director of Dog Connect Kenya. And with me here is Pablo, one of my babies. He's now 6 months old. Yeah, and also we have the other of my babies, Bubbles and Tokyo. Yeah.
So on this other side we have Anita.
Yes, hi, my name is Anita Nilsson. I'm the mother of half of all these children. I'm a dog lover, dog breeder. Karibuni.
Okay, asante sana. So let's talk dogs. When did you start your love for dogs? How did it start and how did it build up to what you have now?
I was actually born and bred with dogs all my life. We've always had dogs ever since, since day one. Different breeds, different lifestyles, not all here in the farm. Before we moved into the farm, we also had dogs before. So I've basically grown up with dogs. But only started now serious breeding since the beginning of COVID.
Oh. And what about you, Alan?
Me, I first had my dog in 2014. I was gifted a German Shepherd cross with a hound. So since then I developed the love for dogs. And that's when I started getting more dogs and more dogs. So now Dog Connect came into being in 2018. That's when I had Dog Connect as an idea. Then from then, I've been getting more dogs and loving dogs more.
Explain to me what Dog Connect is and what you guys do. Other than just the love of dogs and having dogs, do you do anything else that is related to dogs?
Okay, so initially what brought the idea of Dog Connect was I had so many people asking where can I get a dog. So I thought why not come up with a platform where people can actually get to buy dogs or simply get to meet or connect with people who have dogs. So that was the first idea of Dog Connect. But then I had a love for breeding dogs because I could have puppies, lovely puppies, and I could get people who could buy them for me. So I thought maybe why not diversify from not only connecting dog lovers and people who want to buy or dog owners, but also to diversify into many other dog-related services. Like we also offer pet photography. We also offer parasite control for those people who have problems with ticks and fleas in their houses or in their kennels. We also offer shipping for people who want to move their dogs from point A to point B. We also offer waste management. That is an idea it's actually in the kitchen. So we still, I won't say much about it, but it's something we're planning to do. So we offer lots of dog-related services. Yeah.
And now, Anita, from growing up with dogs to now Janani, tell me what does Janani do and when it comes to relations with dog?
So initially, through Bubbles or through getting Bubbles as a puppy, then I decided that I should also turn it into a business. You know, for me, it's always been keeping dogs either for security, because we have the space. I love dogs and I will always have them in my life. So through Bubbles, then that's why I decided that Janani Kennels should now turn into a business. I should advertise myself. I should get to learn about more breeders. Either helping people, like Alan said, that, you know, some clients know that you have dogs and then they come to you asking for, let's say, a puppy, or how they can, you know, get food, services, all of that. So that's what we basically provide them with.
Okay. And now here you are together. Like, how did you two meet and what's your connection together?
Well, I used to see Anita once in a while with dogs. I never knew that she had this crazy passion for dogs. So I think it's by coincidence we started talking. Yeah, and also neighbors. So I'd say, I don't know whether it's fate. I don't know. We just met. We met one day, and I realized we both love dogs so much. So from then it started building into, you know, at least we had similar interests, like dogs, you know. So she has dogs, I have dogs, she loves dogs, I do love dogs. So we thought, why not partner? And at least get points of where we could collaborate together and make the best out of it. Yeah.
When it comes to the dogs you have, what breeds do you have currently, and why those particular breeds?
Okay, so currently we have Bobbles. We have a mix of Japanese Spitz and Highland Terrier. We have German Shepherds as well, Rottweilers. I have a female half Pit Bull and Doberman. And then we have the local breeds as well. So all dogs matter.
All dogs matter. What about you?
So for me, I have Bobbles, I have Pit Bulls. Yeah, and soon I'm planning to get more. Yeah.
What has been your experience having a pit bull? Because this is a question I asked. The last time I interacted with a pit bull, I was told, Linda, don't get too cozy with them. So what has been your experience with them?
Yeah, so I got Pablo when he was just a puppy. I think he was 2 months old. I got actually 3 pit bulls from one person who was traveling back to the States. So I bought them not really knowing how the experience would be. I was quite scared, you know, because I've seen many videos, pit bulls and the like. But then having Pablo for nearly 5 months, it has been nice. He's really friendly. I go with him to shows. People love him. He's so friendly, and yeah, I can say pit bulls are just like any other dog. It's just how you treat them and how you bring them up, just like any child.
And now you've mentioned shows. That leads to my next questions. Are you dogs registered? Do you guys participate in any shows, and maybe why?
So we've recently just started going to shows together. So like Oktoberfest was the first show that I personally went with a dog. I've gone for other dog shows, but just to see, like, you know, learn, try and see what breeds are in the market, get contacts. Yeah.
So none of our dogs so far are registered, but however, some of them are pedigrees. So we are planning to take them for appraisals this year, more specifically the Bobbles. I think in November, because actually many people we've met, they say our dogs are really nice. So I think it's best for us to have them registered. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, when it comes to running the kennels, you guys, and taking these from hobbies to now trying to make it a business, take me through your day. Like, what is your schedule like when it comes to the dogs?
Okay. So normally when I wake up, the first thing I do is open up for the dogs, make sure they have water. We have to cook for them because they're fed twice a day. They get their daily exercises either early mornings when we go for walks together with Alan, depending on either he's bringing his dogs or I bring my dogs, or sometimes we also just have all the dogs in together. Basically from lunchtime to evening, you know, they get to relax. It's quite hot outside here in Kajiado, so the dogs get to relax, take a nap, and then either in the afternoons, if we haven't taken them for walks, then that's what we do now in the afternoons. My dogs love swimming, so they always go for swimming lessons, or, you know, getting extra exercises, going around the farm. Either we go for longer walks, and then they come in for the afternoon dinner.
What is their diet like? So you said you feed them twice. So what is it like? What do you give them the first time in the morning? What do you give them maybe later in the evening? What is it that they do eat?
So for Dog Connect, I think pretty much share the same meals or diet. We give them rice. They must have starch, so we give them rice. They must have proteins. We give them meat. So meat in this sense, we might have beef, we might have chicken, or once in a while pork. Yeah, from Janani. So so that's pretty much what they eat. We also make sure they have their diet is supplemented with iron and calcium, just to make sure their limbs are strong. Yeah.
So apart from dogs, we also have our own breeds of pigs. We're pig farmers. That's where Janani actually came from. We do our own slaughtering. We do our own cutting and everything. So I am also a slaughter woman in profession. That's what I do if I'm working from home, apart from taking care of the dogs. And yeah, we don't have any waste. So the dogs get lots of protein, meat. We make our own dog snacks as well. So all the ears, all the bones are either boiled and mixed in with the rice, or we also smoke up the bones, the ears and the trotters of the pigs, and then they get it as a snack, which lasts longer. Then you have dogs having something to bite on, keeping them busy. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when it comes to the health of your dogs, have you come across any health issues? And now, this place is not near civilization. Let me just say that. So, when you have issues, how close is your vet?
I visit a vet clinic in Rongai. Yeah? So I don't think I normally. Though it's far. It's really far because I have to plan. Because I have a small car, so I have to fit the dogs inside the car whenever I have one that is sick. So it's one challenge is it's really far, and most of the clinics we have they are based in Rongai and other places like Karen and Kiambu and the like. So I normally have to plan in advance, like the day before. I have to wake up at this time. I have to make sure the car is comfortable for the dog. Because I also don't want my car to have bite marks and everything. So yeah, so I have no choice. I have to go to Rongai or to other places to get treatment, or else I call my vet to come. Okay. Yeah.
Vet issues varies also. So I have also learned how to, because since we keep pigs, we also can self-medicate as well. So I've learned how to inject the dogs in case they need any antibiotics. We have our own first aid kit. In case they get cut or anything, then you have to learn how to clean the wounds, take care of them, make sure that they're clean and sanitized. Yeah, so living out here, there's challenges, yes, but you learn to adapt, you learn how to do some of the things yourself. Unless it's an emergency, then you have to now take the dog to the clinic. If not, then we have our vet who's on call. Yes.
Which brings me to my next question, challenges. Since now you started seriously taking care of dogs, what are the challenges that you can say you've come across as a breeder?
So some of the challenges we've had here on the farm is wildlife. So I have currently lost about 6 dogs to hyenas, lion attacks, and the last attack we had was a leopard that came in at night and took one of our dogs. So since then, now I've been in with communication with KWS. We have a lion cage here, which has caught 2 hyenas so far, no lions, but we're currently working on it, trying to keep the dog safe. Because we live close to the park, but not close enough that we have predators all the time. But since COVID started, now we've started having all of these, attacks during the night, making sure, even just the kennels behind us have lights, and trying to change.
Okay, that's a new challenge. Wildlife. What about you, Alan?
So for Dog Connect, the one we have normally is supply, regular supply of food, proteins at times, because at times we normally have fluctuations in the market. So at times there's no poultry for dogs, there's no meat. So that's actually our major challenge so far. And also as a breeder challenge we have is also the clients we sell to dogs at times. A client comes and he pretends he loves dogs so much, but then he might be having hidden intentions. So then after 2 weeks you hear some negative news that the dog is sick. So that's also a challenge I think most breeders face, because most buyers don't really love dogs the way we think they do. So yeah.
My name is Dr. Steven Omari from Linden Vet Clinic, Utawala. Today's topic is about vaccinations. All dogs need these vaccinations and very essential. First vaccine is parvovirus. It's done at 4 to 6 weeks plus deworming. And then the second vaccine is the second parvovirus done at 4 to 6 weeks plus deworming again. And then the third is DHLP, which is done at 8 to 9 weeks. DHLP, I mean distemper, hepatitis, leptospirosis, and parvovirus, plus deworming. The fourth is DHLP and rabies, done at 12 weeks, plus also deworming. And then the last one is parvovirus plus rabies, done at 15 weeks, which is optional to other dogs.
So talk to me about rescuing dogs. How did you start rescuing dogs? How do you get to know that this dog needs rescuing? How do you do that?
I think the story, it varies from different dogs. For example, now I have 3 rescue dogs, but were brought in by the breeders themselves. Like Tokyo, who's sitting just below us, she's a rescue dog as well. Mostly because she came in when she was very skinny, very malnourished, scared. She had her tail inside, like in between her legs. She was not socialized with other dogs. And just by keeping her here for over a month, everything has changed. I've also had 1 or 2 dogs as puppies, just walked in, found food, found love, found a protective, environment, and decided this is a new home, they're not going to stay here. I've also collected some dogs from Twala, puppies that were either born, living on the street, didn't have a place to stay. So it depends and it varies for day to day. I don't think it's like one. Either you have, like Alan said, dogs that need rescuing from the owners themselves, or dogs who you've just seen like staying outside, on the street. You've seen them for 2 or 3 days, not eaten anything, and then then you take it from there.
I first had a dog which stayed outside my place for nearly 2 months. I didn't know it was I didn't know it didn't have a home. So the dog gave birth. The dog gave birth to 7 puppies. Yeah, and I named her Chloe. So that was the first rescue dog I had. So after feeding her for a while, making sure that she got all the vaccines and everything, I thought it best to get her home. So it was a whole process altogether. I didn't need money for anything because when you sign up for dogs and you love dogs, it's like having a child. You have to take care of the child until it's healthy and everything. So that was my first experience. So since then, I've been having so many calls on calls. I have Instagram. I have messages everywhere. So people call me. I've seen this dog somewhere. It looks abandoned or anything. So I have to take my time and go see the dog and maybe take it in. Then I have to get a home which can take it. So far I've been able to rescue 6 so far.
And when it comes to saying sometimes buyers buy dogs and then they are not into dogs, have you guys experienced that? Have you given somebody a puppy for rehoming and then now you're forced to take that puppy back? And how, also, these are 2 questions. How do you keep up with the puppies? How do you know these puppies are doing okay?
Definitely. It's good to have communication with your client. Either they're living close by, your neighbors or people on the other side of town. It's good to know their location. You would rather take the puppy over to them, get to know where they're staying, and have regular visits, or even, be in contact with them, make sure they're sending you photos, videos of what's going on. So from there, you'll be able to see, are they taking care of the dog? Is it looking healthier? Is it looking happier than where it came from? So communication is really the key, knowing that location of the dog as well. And yes, I've had a few either friends or neighbors who, when I had too many dogs, because the highest number of dogs I've had was 44 dogs. That's because I had 3 females that gave birth all at the same time. So I had to give away some of the dogs, but giving them away to people that I know will either take care of them better than I did or just as good and not worse. And if I find out that I have a neighbor who's not taking care of that dog, I'd rather just bring it back and make sure that it gets food, it gets water, it gets a safe environment, and it gets the exercise that it needs.
Yes, I've had 2 cases. I'd say neighbors in Twala. So I had German Shepherds, so I actually gave them away because I didn't really ask for much, just for vaccinations and compensation for feeding. Then someone fed the dog chicken feeds because maybe it looked, because he used to feed them like, this flour and everything. So he gave him chicken feeds because he ran out of dog flour. So I was quite surprised. How do you feed a dog chicken flour? Yet it's... So I've had such cases, but then as Anita said, you have to keep constant communication with the new owner. So what we normally do as Dog Connect, we actually make sure we visit at least once in 3 months. For the first year, at least to make sure the dog is okay. The dog is healthy. Because I wouldn't want to sell someone a dog or give a dog, then he say that the dog died. So we have to make sure we keep constant communication with the owner. And if there's any issue which arises on their end, we also help them. Yeah.
And I think people here, this is where we say, when you go to get a puppy, make sure you're getting a puppy for the right reasons. Do you need that puppy? What are you getting it for? So let's say you're rehoming a puppy. What advice would you give to somebody who's taking that puppy home?
Do you have the resources, first of all? Do you have the space? Are you available? Because you can, there's a difference between having a puppy and keeping a cat. Cats, people normally say they can take care of themselves. If they have a window, if they have a door, they can come in and out. But as of dogs, which now we know and have kept them, it's making sure you have the time, making sure even if you're not available, there's someone else who can take care of them. I know that even if I leave, the farm and have to go and do other things, then I have someone else who's just as responsible, making sure that the dogs are safe, nothing is going to go wrong. So it's all about the space, the time, resources as well. Don't get a big dog breed and then you don't have, money to feed them the equal amount of feeds that they need. Don't ration the feeds for the dogs, expecting them to just eat, let's say, half a kilo when they're used to having 2 or 3 kilos in a day. So it's all of those points.
Okay, Alan, do you have anything to add to that?
I think, as she said, the time first is really important. Resources. Dogs are very expensive, not only to buy, but to feed, to make sure they are healthy, to make sure they receive their vaccine and treatment in case we have any emergencies. And also, what need do you have? For instance, if you have kids, is this dog right for the kids? Because some people advise you should get this breed for this type of kids. I've had clients who have autistic children, so it's best for us to know what dogs they need, because some breeds work well with kids with different disabilities. Yeah, so they need the time, availability, and space also. If you have a small space, just get a cat. Yeah, a dog, I won't advise you to do so, because dogs need to exercise a lot. Yeah, they need to make sure their limbs are they're in shape. Yeah.
When it comes to exercise, what do you guys do with your dogs to ensure that they get the physical exercise that they need?
Lots of walking, lots of running, swimming. We go hiking because we live in Twala and we have all this space. We have to make sure we're taking full advantage of it. So the dogs keep us healthy. If it's not morning runs, it's afternoon walks, it's swimming, it's making sure they have football to play with, a tennis ball to catch, keeping them busy, basically.
Which leads to my next question now, because you said that the dogs keep you healthy. So now, having dogs all your life and now taking it seriously, how have dogs developed you as a person? How have dogs influenced your character?
First of all, you can't be lazy. When you have dogs around, they're barking, they're making sure. My dogs know as soon as I have, sports shoes or sneakers on, we're going for a walk, we're going to go and do something. So you can't be lazy with dogs around, especially big dogs that are used to, these are not apartment dogs, they're used to the big spaces, they need all of this. Social life as well, getting to know friends, people who also have the same passion as you. Going out there, meeting other breeders, other dog lovers who basically, you can either, have a dog connect friend who is just living around the corner, making sure that if you're not taking the dogs out for a walk, then you have someone else who can do it as well. Keeping each other busy.
Okay. So maybe to add, we really walk a lot. We do 10 kilometers a day. So it's pretty much. So that's either in the morning or in the evening. Then we also, as a person, how it has shaped my me being me, it's for instance, I'm an introvert, so it has made me meet people, breeders. I believe that's how I met Anita and Janani, just because of the dogs. Yeah. So also, it's making me become more responsible as a person, because in future I might have kids. So so I have dogs. Yeah. So I've kept dogs. So I know one day if I decide to have kids, I'll be more responsible. Yeah.
You know what it is, how not to have sleepless nights because you have puppies.
Yeah, actually, at times, your dog gives birth and you have to be there till morning. So you sleep in a small corner as you watch your back as the dog gives birth. So you have to be. So actually, that it's preparing me for something better in the future. So, yeah.
When it comes to, since now you have the experience of now taking care of puppies and sleepless nights, now when you get the puppies, how do you ensure that they get to survive the vaccination? What is the process like?
So the process is first, initially when the mother is pregnant, I make sure I administer parvo vaccine to the mother. That is when she's 9 weeks into pregnancy, just to make sure that she passes the antibodies to the puppies. So this reduces the cases of getting parvo, even before the age of 6 weeks. So after the puppies are born, at the age of 6 weeks, I give them the first parvo shot. Parvo is canine parvovirus vaccine. Then at the age of 9 weeks again, the second dose of parvovirus vaccine. Then at the age of 12 weeks, I give them canine distemper vaccine, which normally comes with distemper, hepatitis, leptovirus, and parvovirus. That is the V.
Something that is D.
We normally have DHLP, which is distemper, hepatitis, leptospirosis, and parvovirus vaccine. Also comes as DHPP, is the same thing. So at the age of 12 weeks, another shot of DHLP or DHPP. Then at the age of 6 months, you give them the first rabies vaccine. Yeah. So these vaccines, repeat them annually, at least once a year. Because normally these vaccines wear out after every single year. So you have to at least give them boosters. At the same time, also, you should also deworm. Puppies, after their first weaned off at the age of 2 months, it depends with breeders, but then I normally advise breeders that if you have a puppy, you should at least make sure it gets all the nutrients from the mother. So for the first 2 months after they're weaned off, you start deworming after every 2 weeks you deworm, until they get to the age of 3 months, which you can do after every 3 months. Yeah. So deworming and vaccination is really important. If you want your dog to survive, you have to vaccinate and deworm your puppies. Also adult dogs also after every 3 months. Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the hygiene, the general hygiene of your dogs, how do you take care of that?
So the dogs are groomed or at least washed every week. So we start from spraying the kennels, making sure the dogs are well shampooed. We don't need to use a blow dry here because it's very hot. So most of my dogs are all short haired, so they get to dry off very quickly. And lots of swimming as well. That also helps with keeping the fleas and ticks away.
Yeah.
So for pest control, we normally make sure that, as Anita said, we wash our dogs like once in a while, at least to make sure they don't have fleas. Yeah, we also give them tablets. Yeah, the one for preventing fleas and ticks from your dogs. We also have started using the natural ways of, because we also love the green. We also like climate activists. I don't know whether that makes sense. But then we also use like apple cider vinegar once in a while, because it keeps fleas away. Yeah, maybe for those who haven't tried it before, they can try it. At least you mix one solution of water and one solution of apple cider vinegar. Then you like wash your dogs with it. So the smell keeps the ticks away and fleas away. Yeah, you can also use castor oil once in a while. You can you can apply it on the fur of the dog. It keeps ticks away and fleas. You can also use coconut oil. That is, I think most people don't know about it, but it helps a lot. Not only does it keep fleas away, but also tries to make the texture of the fur look really nice. So the same way it works on the hair of human beings, it works the same way as dogs. Yeah.
When it comes to dogs, and I think this is something that you had mentioned before that you will not, but kindly, like when it comes to dogs and refuse disposal, when you're thinking about having dogs, what should I think about when it comes to refuse disposal?
Yeah, you should first, even before you get a dog, you should know where you'll throw away their waste. So for what we are doing currently is we have a septic tank for their poop. So whenever they poop early in the morning, for those who are so normally pick them up, you're using a shovel or a poop collector, then you go throw them in the septic tank. So where you normally add enzymes once in a while, at least to break them down, you have to water. So you won't have any smell or any flies in the compound, yeah. So it's simple. We normally have this enzyme in supermarkets for those people who haven't tried it before. So you just dig a simple demo is just dig a hole, like let's say 2 meters, put hardcore at the bottom, then put a small tank. It could be a 50-liter tank with holes chini yake. Then at least to make sure, then you add some ash onto it and some sawdust. So each day in the morning you add the poop. After a week you add enzymes. So after, the process is simple because it converts the poop into water. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what you're doing even here? Yes. Oh, that is cool. Now, when it comes to getting your dogs trained, are you guys in a position to train your own dogs? Do you get somebody from the outside to come train your dogs? How are you going about that?
Depending on the age of when we've gotten the dogs as well. If they're puppies, you can also start yourself. It's very good to, not only keep dogs, but also learn how to train them yourselves, how to teach them if they've done something wrong, how to correct them as well. So yes, we both train our own dogs. Once in a while, we get a local trainer as well to maybe just come for classes, once or twice in a year. It doesn't have to be very often, but mostly it's more important that you learn how to train your own dog. It's not advisable also to just bring a trainer to come in, train the dog for you. You have no idea what's going on, and then the next thing you know, the dog is turning against you as well, especially when it comes to like pit bulls and Rottweilers. They need to know who's the master, who's the alpha, who's telling them, corrections. So you have to learn how to train your own dogs.
Yeah, okay. And also now this leads me to the next question. Your dog, the first dog that started all these, is a bulbul, right? And then you have a roti also. Like now, my interaction with them is that they have a lot of energies. I've had people saying they need you to be commanding, and they do not. If you kind of relax with them, they say sit on you. What is that? What has been your experience taking care of a bulbul?
So with Bubbles, she was the first Bubble that I had, and the experience has made me now want to have many more Bubbles as well, most because she's also a very good listener. I didn't know much about Bubbles at the beginning, so it was me getting a puppy and experiencing and learning it also the hard way. But so far so good. She's actually one of the best dogs that listens to me. She knows I'm the master. She knows when I say no, it's no. And with Rottweilers, I think they also prefer having one master, not having too many people telling them commandments, telling them do this, they'll also get confused. I think, so preferably because we are the ones who are keeping the dogs, taking care of the dogs, they know who the parents are, basically. Yes.
Now, as we come to the close of this talk, I want you to give some words of advice to dog owners out there and dog lovers, and maybe somebody who's thinking about getting a dog and they haven't really acquired it, and also a parting shots.
It's advisable to grow your child with the dog. It's good. But then you also have to you also have to get advice from your doctor in case the child has allergies and the like. But then they say if your child grows up with the dog, there's less chances he or she will get allergies. So that's one thing. Get a dog for your child. Preferably small breed dogs. Also for people who have never had dogs before, at least do your research before you get a dog, because things might turn out to be nasty if you don't really get the proper advice. And also for those people who have dogs, don't be greedy. That's one thing. We have a surge of many dog breeders in Kenya. A surge, like we have millions of dog breeders in Kenya. Some people are leaving cows to breed dogs. So I think it's best for first do research. get the proper documentation if you need to get it. Then at least have the love and passion for the dogs. Don't just be a puppy miller. Like producing puppies like the same way maize produces maize cobs all the time. At least try to show some love to the dogs. Feed them well, treat them whenever they are sick. Don't look them up all the time, because too many guys who look up their dogs from 8 to 5. So yeah, just develop that love for dogs. Yeah.
I'd advise the same. I think not everything that glitters is gold. So just because I'm seeing my neighbor who has a very nice pit bull or a very nice bobble, I'm expecting to also do the same. It's not all about copy pasting when it comes to dogs, especially. So you have to have the passion, you have to have the time, you have to have the resources to keep them. And don't just keep dogs for breeding them also. They can protect you, they can love you just equally as well. Dogs are special and they have feelings, and they need love, they need care, and they'll take care of you as well. So I'd advise, don't just copy paste, don't just wish to have the best breeds and yet you have no idea of how to really keep them.
Good advice, people. I do not need to remind you. I do not need to say it again. And I hope you've listened. I hope you've taken notes. And I hope you've had a wonderful time with us, because we are coming to the end, and I appreciate you sticking through it. And also, if you've gotten this far and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified every time we upload a new video. This is your girl Linda Kenyita, and Kamakawa, this is Dog TV, the best documentary channel for all dog lovers. It's been wonderful. Bye.
Rolling in action.
Now, when it comes to dogs and blah, 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 blah,